Have you got an interview coming up but you're not sure how to prepare for it? Then watch this video as I walk you through 10 easy steps you can follow to prepare for your next job interview. I'm Lucy Gilmore, a former recruiter in the life sciences sector, but I now dedicate my time to helping job seekers get hired in 60 days or less. If you're excited to get started with this video, hit the like button, and if you're new around here, be sure to hit the subscribe button to be notified of my weekly videos helping you land your dream job. So let's get started and prepare for that all-important interview. Step number 1 is to research the company. Check out their website, familiarise yourself with their products, services, mission and value. Find their LinkedIn page and take a look at their current employees. Look at the people in a similar position to the one that you're going for, and look at the people in a more senior level position as well as the hiring manager. Get a feel for what these people are like. Now, step 2 is to study the job description. Make sure you understand the job requirements and expectations. Look at the requirements, and if you've secured an interview, it's because you meet them, but next you need to prepare for questions about your experience relevant to their requirements. This brings me to the next step: prepare stories around your experience. Now, the best way to do this, and a popular one hiring companies recommend to use, is the STAR method: situation, task, action, result. Now, if you're not sure how the STAR method works, I've done a whole video on how you can prepare for this, which I'll put a link in the description below. Now, prepare your answers to common interview questions using the STAR method. Anticipate questions about your strengths, weaknesses, achievements and challenges. Practice answering behavioural and situational questions. I've also done a video on difficult questions that may come up that you need to be prepared for, so make sure you check that out too. The key is to identify potential scenarios and examples that demonstrate your skills. Don't forget to quantify your results whenever possible using numbers, percentages or measurable metrics. Now, another way to be prepared and stay in control of your interview is using Socratic questioning. Now, what do I mean by this? I mean you're going to reverse the question and put it back onto your counterpart. So a great example for this is when the interviewer asks one of the most common interview questions: tell me about yourself. Now, before you go on off on a tangent telling them your life story and rambling because you're nervous, fire back with a question clarifying what they would like you to cover. For example, sure, I'd love to, and just so I know, are you looking for details about my professional background, personal interests or something else? This puts the question back to the interviewer, allowing them to give you more guidance on how to answer this. You can then tailor your response as you've given them 3 options, and therefore can be prepared with 3 stories: one highlighting your professional background and specific achievements, one sharing some insight into your personal interests, highlighting your passion and energy, and then one that covers difficult challenges and situations you've had to overcome. This way, you'll be able to get straight to the point, avoid wasting time, and not only that, people much prefer listening to a story rather than a recap of your resume, which is just sitting in front of them. Step 5, practice answering questions with family or friends. Set up mock interviews in person or online so that you can run through and gauge their thoughts on your answers. This is one of the key things I offer through my Career Growth Accelerator program. I work with clients on a one-to-one basis to run through popular questions and give them advice on their upcoming interview. If you would like to learn more about how you could take advantage of this service, I'll pop a link in the description below. Now, whilst on the topic of questions and answers, you want to have some questions prepared to ask the interviewer. Now, it's important to remember that the interview is as much about seeing if the company is right for you and if you can see yourself working with them as it is about them liking you. So the key to finding out more about the company is simply asking them. So in the interview, ask the interviewer, what's it like to work for the company? How long have they been there? How have they progressed their career with the company? What is the company culture? All of these questions will help paint a picture of what the company is like and whether people are happy and if they promote career progression. Other key questions you want to ask are what the next steps are. When will you receive feedback on your interview? Who will you hear back from? If successful, what are the next steps? And if you don't hear back in the time frame stated, Will it be okay to follow up by email? By asking these questions, you can confidently walk out the interview knowing when you should hear back and what the next steps are. Not only that, but you have a timeline and a clear course of action if you don't hear back in that time frame they mentioned. If the interview is a face-to-face interview, plan your journey in advance and leave extra time. If you get there early, you can always go grab a coffee, but you really want to avoid the panic that running late creates. So get the train before the one that will get you there on time, and if you're driving, leave 30 minutes to an hour before the time it says it's going to take to drive there. You want to arrive at your interview as cool as a cucumber, not hot and sweaty mess dashing through the door. If the interview is online, make sure your laptop is fully charged and plugged in. Make sure all your applications are updated. There's nothing worse than opening Zoom or Teams only to find it's going into an update 2 minutes before your meeting is about to start. So double check it's all updated an hour before. Test the audio and make sure your camera is working and the lens is clean. And avoid sitting with a window behind you, as this puts you in the shadow. So instead sit facing the window so the light is on your face. Make sure that you're looking into the webcam or camera on your laptop when speaking, rather than off to the side or looking at another screen if you have to. Plan what to wear and keep it professional. Have your outfit planned and ready to go to avoid any last minute panic. The last thing you want to do is find the outfit that you were planning to wear is sitting in the bottom of the dirty washing pile, and now you need to think fast to choose something else. Get relaxed before your interview. Reduce your anxiety by listening to some music, or listen or watch something funny on TV or online. When you're anxious, your mind goes into panic mode and you start to worry about forgetting everything you've prepared, and so naturally your subconscious mind forgets everything. Think back to when you used to sit exams. If you were anxious, you would try to cram everything in and worry about not knowing it, and therefore your mind would go completely blank in the exam, but as soon as you left, the answers came flooding back to you. This is known as the law of reversed effort. So get yourself in a relaxed state. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. If you're relaxed, the interviewer will also feel relaxed. Remember, they may feel anxious too. And this brings me on to my final and most important point to remember. If you've reached this point and you are now attending an interview with the hiring manager or a business owner, then they already want to hire you. I can tell you that from personal experience. They want you to succeed in your interview. So focus on the conversation and not on the occasion. Just literally control the controllables and don't stress. Relax and let the conversation flow, and let your personality shine through. You've already shown that you have the skill set and the experience they're looking for on your resume, so it's now time to showcase your personality to really seal the deal and land that job. One of the most overlooked skills is just being a nice person, so be yourself and let your personality shine. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to be notified of more valuable insights.